Look like you're recording an episode, Drip.
I am. Huh?
Drip, it has been 5 days with hands-on with a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm holding it. I'm kissing it. Are you holding yours? Are you kissing yours?
Oh man, I like the blue and red looks really good on there,
doesn't it? I told you that it looked pretty good. Although I like your black. Yeah. Speaking of which, guys, this episode is not sponsored, but we are currently sponsored by Skull & Co. So if you guys want 10% off, use code Drip Media. It's Drip's name because he's special. And that's not an affiliate link. Well, actually, that's an affiliate link for Drip, not for the show. But let's just go get 10% off the Skull & Co. stuff. This stuff is fantastic. Especially my favorite thing is these little thumb grips right here. Make sure you're getting these thumb grips.
Oh, are those the old ones or the new ones?
These are the new ones. They say Savage Raven on them. So Savage Raven is the new name. Again, not a sponsor of this particular episode, but they are sponsoring us for our show right now. And we do love their products. So go check out Skull & Co. Savage Raven because that's the first thing we can talk about. It was kind of like 5 days of the Switch. I'm going to just take off my grip case right here because I want to talk about the unit itself and its weight and its size, all that good stuff, because it is a lot bigger, as we all know, from the original Switch. I honestly have not. I put the grip on immediately when I got the thing, so I haven't really played. I have not played anything like this, but I can tell you that it is much better to hold than the OG Switch. You're not doing you remember the pinky bullshit you had to do in the old days. That's gone with this one. That's completely gone. Yes. There is so much to hold on to now. You can more comfortably hold it. I can tell you though, right now the Joy-Con feel like they're gonna pierce into your skin more than the OG ones because of just the sheer size, and the thinness is still pretty thin. It's a very thin device. It's exactly the same thinness as it used to be.
Which I like, honestly. I'm glad it's like that. I'm sorry. I don't like these giant, bulky handheld systems. And I know this stuff at this point, the size that it is, it's like none of it's portable. But right. I mean, at least this is like the closest thing to it. At least they keep that thin. Like, I don't mind having to get a third-party grip. That's fine. I like the thing to come as slim as possible. I'm really happy that they kept it. I think the form factor of this is like perfect. Yeah. Like the size of the screen, just the Joy-Cons, like the length from top to bottom. It feels good. It feels really good.
Now this is.
Let me ask you this: are your Joy-Cons tight?
Oh, bro, like they're relatively? So tight. They're so tight. Like, I can't move like there is wiggle. I know that now. I know that a lot of people had an issue with Joy-Con wiggle. I was not one of them. I didn't care, in fact, mostly because I was dealing with, grips. I never use a Switch without a grip. Last gen, I had both Skull & Co. and Satisfy, which was my grip of choice. And I used other ones. We got Nexigo. We were sponsored by them for last generation for a minute. A good one. Yeah, that was a good one. That was also a dock, which is kind of crazy. We got big fat Joy-Con, the MOBA pads. Ultimately, I preferred either Skull & Co. or Satisfy with my Switch 2 because I like the Joy-Con. What was your initial question, though? You had a good question for me.
Oh, I don't think I asked you a question.
I thought you did ask me a question. I want to talk about the weight quickly about this thing.
Yeah.
I think obviously it is a bit heavier than the OG Switch. And when I say OG Switch, we're lumping together the Switch, the V1, the V2, the OLED, because they're very, very similar devices in terms of like height, weight, and thickness and all that.
Yeah, they're basically.
So we're just lumping them all together. It's a lot bigger, but it's also it makes it. I think it distributes the weight pretty well too. Oh, you asked me about Joy-Con wiggle. That's what you asked me about. But it distributes the weight really well with the system as well. I feel like holding the system. I know it's heavier, but at the same time, it's like, wow, it kind of feels light because I got that same feeling with the Steam Deck. Like, it was such a big device, yet it didn't feel in your hands like it was super heavy.
Yeah, all the weight's in the center of this thing, too. I don't know if you remember me talking about it when I first touched it in New York. Taking the Joy-Cons off the side, they're surprisingly light compared to the weight of the entire system.
Yeah.
When you think about it. Like, when you pull one off, it's like, oh, I expected that to be much more heavy considering the full weight of the system. But I love the way, like, having it now, like, for 5 days and not, having it for, 5 minutes. I love the way this thing looks. Like, the sticks are much better than I remember. I know people were talking about the sticks having the same kind of technology as the Pro Controller, which they do, but I don't feel like it's to a crazy degree like it is in the Pro Controller. You know what I mean?
No, the Pro Controller definitely has more something. Like I can't put my finger on exactly.
Maybe it's just because they're bigger. I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's because there's more travel, but they do feel similar. I didn't notice that when I was playing it. I only got to play Mario Kart handheld though. That's the only thing I actually got to play handheld, and that was like the first time I got to touch it. So it was like, oh, excuse me. I was like, freaking out, not really paying attention to the sticks. I was paying attention to Mario Kart. But
yeah, I think the tech in the sticks is the same, like you said in your video you posted today, actually this morning.
No, that one hasn't gone up yet. That's the one you're working on right now.
I'm the one I'm working on. What you posted. That's the Pro Controller.
That was the Pro Controller one.
Yes, dude, you just posted the Pro Controller video this morning.
Yeah, that's not the one I talk about the Joy-Con sticks in.
No, not the Joy. You did for a second. I regardless.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Regardless, the Joy-Cons, the Pro Controller sticks and the Joy-Con 2 sticks, they both have that same feel of it being extremely smooth. I think the benefit is that the Pro Controller has full-size sticks. And not only that, but yes, that it's full-size sticks from the actual travel of the sticks, number one, but number two, the actual, like, if you were to open this thing up and look at the stick unit itself, that also is a full-size big fat stick. Whereas if you open up a Joy-Con stick, it's going to be a very small, baby stick.
Yeah, they look the same, which is concerning.
Yeah.
They look the same. They look like, because Tronix Fix did a teardown of the Joy-Con to see what was in there. And he had the old stick there too, opened it up. I mean, they look very, very similar. Like the technology and how it does what it does is exactly the same. There are some slight differences, like the pads, the little sensors that touch the pads are smaller, which I don't know what that means, but I am pretty sure we're going to see stick drift in these.
Can I say what it means? That I feel like people are just running with immediately, whether it's for malicious or not malicious intent. It means that it's different. I'm not saying that Nintendo, isn't, sometimes evil and just wanted to reuse some parts or whatever the case was, why they didn't overhaul the sticks completely. But I'll tell you what, they're different. Like, to say that like you told me they're the exact same. I watched this video.
They are different.
They're not the
technology and the way that it's doing its thing is completely the same, though.
Yes, that's correct.
The only thing that is the big difference is the piece that touches the pad is smaller.
Can I say this though? Yes, it is. It is the same technology, but it's the same technology that's in a PS5 controller, an Xbox controller, your Switch Pro controller that didn't have a ton of drift issues either. It did have some, but not a ton, and etc. It's the same tech in all of that. So to say that it's the same tech, but it's doing it, and that's a bad thing, it is not, to me, not a concern yet. What a concern is when we see a bunch of reports of Joy-Con drift from the masses, because we have seen
That's
some.
my concern.
If you're on Twitter,
soon.
If you're on Twitter or any social media, get off, because good Lord, there's already people trying to fake Joy-Con drift. It's actually insane to me that somebody was like, "Look, man, my controllers have drift," and they just had a different controller up screen and they were holding down the left button and just like, "What? Look, man, it's drifting." It's like, no, it's not. You're holding down the stick. I have never seen drift so bad that in one particular direction, it just zooms across the screen. That has never been the case. It's always, if you've had drift, you know what it's like. It's not just one direction zooming across the screen or anything. It's just like either a very slow, like doot, 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 he's walking along, or it's a little bit erratic in different directions. So anyway,
it like stops for a second and starts and like kicks in, and then
this is called misinformation with ill intent. So ignore
you're right.
that.
And I mean, we're 5 days in, so we're not gonna know for a little while if this is gonna be like a big problem.
Right.
I mean, I hope it's not. And you're right. When you look inside there, I say it's the same thing. I say that I mean that. Maybe I didn't say it correctly, but I mean that loosely. I mean that it is the same thing technically going on inside there. The same actions are happening inside there to get the same responses, which worries me a little bit. But then also, when you think about it, like what else could they do? Like, it's thin. It's not like they could put a whole pot in there, like a regular controller.
Yeah, maybe this
And they
is
can't
my
put Hall Effect because they've
Yeah.
already got magnets that are gonna like. If you put Hall Effect sticks in this,
Don't-
beside the other magnet, that's
Yeah.
not gonna work.
that's gonna age. That's gonna age poorly. That opinion's gonna age poorly when there's Hall Effect sticks that come out for this thing. There's a way to do it. I know there's a way to do it.
I mean, you could use shielding and stuff maybe to like.
There's gonna be a way to do it.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of just were like, we're not even gonna bother with that. I feel like you're probably right. There's a way to do it, but I also feel like at the same time that's gonna open things up for other issues just that they probably didn't want to deal with.
Probably yes. That's exactly right. And it's not. We should definitely mention that they've already announced a free Joy-Con replacement program. So
yeah, I did see that.
There's been no Joy-Con drift. Nobody's having any problems yet. There's just the panic. And to calm the panic, they've already told people, hey, don't worry. If you got a Joy-Con problem, you send it in. It's replaced for free. No shipping. It's the same as last generation. So it's really unnecessary panic right now. 5 months down from here, not 5 days, but 5 months. If there's lots of legitimate Joy-Con drift claims, I think we have something on our hands here. I want to mention this too, but one last thing about the Joy-Con drift thing. I think it's again understated that the one big difference in the sticks is that the metal part that rubs against the graphite that makes the connection in the potentiometer sticks. Remember how you said that it's smaller than last gen? Or
yeah.
That's what that tells me? There's less surface area for the thing to rub against the graphite. So over time, there's just less metal rubbing against the graphite, which might turn into less drift, theoretically.
Yeah, I mean that could be it. That could be the thing that could be exactly what the thing is that they figured out. And that's another good point too. They did change it. Like it's not the exact same. They've made changes to what it is. So maybe they have found something in there. I was hoping to see something completely different in there.
I agree. I wanted to see something completely different. I was happy to see a completely different redesign, but I did want to see different technology. That's the key word there, is the different technology in the sticks, because the last gen technology was bad. At least the orientation of it. So they've changed orientation this time. Let's see if that makes any changes. But the going back to the feel of them, they feel great. They feel just like the Pro Controller ones.
They do, yeah.
Uber smooth. If you guys have not tried it, YouTubers are not doing it justice. We can't give it justice here on this platform.
It's hard to explain what it. Remember when I was trying to explain to you the Pro Controller, like what the sticks felt like?
Yeah,
it's like impossible. Like you can't explain it. You have to feel it.
Yes, it's a feel thing. It's definitely a feel thing. They don't feel any similar. Like last gen sticks feel like toys. And actually, our friend Jeff Droidvania, over from Jeff Droidvania's YouTube channel, he had a great point. This Switch makes the last Switch feel like a toy.
Yeah,
it really,
like even
really
going back
does.
and just picking it up and like moving the sticks on the Joy-Con, it's just like, ooh, God.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. While we're talking about controllers, we got the Pro Controller, of course. We also have, you and I both got the GameCube controller.
The GameCube controller, yeah. I literally just pulled mine out of the box yesterday. I just plugged it in now. This is the first time I've actually even like looked at it on a screen.
Yeah.
Like moving things. Like I have not used it at all yet. It's on the list. I have so much stuff here to do with stuff to. I still have a pile of stuff to review over here that I haven't even started on. I got the Pro Controller review out this morning. I want to get my Skull & Co. Neo Grip video out of the way, just because everybody already knows I love it. It's like my favorite thing ever. But I do need to get a video out on it. Obviously, yes, I recommend it. But there's so many grips, so many controllers, so many just extra little things. But these two things are the things, I think. The Pro Controller 2 is like the accessory to get for your Nintendo Switch 2, like by far. This is it. The GameCube, not as necessary, but still very cool if you can get your hands on it, especially for those GameCube games. I can't wait to play Wind Waker with the GameCube controller.
Yeah, I did a few minutes.
In the GameCube form.
I have done a few minutes of it. And I'll tell you one, the first thing off the bat, not about the controller, but please, for love of God, remember that you can change button mapping in NSO apps now, because if you're playing Wind Waker, especially with this guy or any controller, Left and right axis is inverted by default in Wind Waker. So when you want to go left, it takes you right. And when you want to go right, it takes you left. That's very different than vertical axis. That's like some people's brains like mine are wired in a different way where up is down is up. That's like flight controls. That's not crazy to think about because, humans been flying for 100 years. But this left and right should not be inverted ever. I don't know why. Whoever made the decision.
So wait, you go left and it like turns you right?
Yes. Not with the left stick, not when you're going, not with like moving around. It's the camera view, the camera stick, the C button. That it's when you want to flip the camera to the right, it goes left. When you want to flip the camera to the left, it goes right. So you can change that. So don't worry. That's not, you look up tutorials. That's not free. That's not here or there for this video. But this controller, I don't remember the GameCube controller back in the day. I remember playing on GameCube, of course, but I don't remember like specifically this detail. Rubber on the sticks. Now, I've tried GameCube controllers. I've tried many of them over the years of my life. I'm 30 years old. These sticks feel incredible because of this rubberized texture on the outside. And it's the whole stick. Actually, no, I lie. It's just the tops. But it feels like it doesn't matter. It's the whole stick on. It's not. Never mind.
Yeah.
Either way, the rubberized texture on the parts that you touch here it's the softest rubber I ever felt. It feels so good.
It's nice. It's nice.
It's
very
so
nice.
good.
Especially on the C stick. You can really.
I thought it was going to be plastic. I thought it was going to be a plastic stick top. And it's not. It's rubber. And it feels so good, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's very good.
I can't get over it. It feels so good. Like I'm loving it. Plus the plastic feels really nice. It just feels like nice plastic. It's plastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's based, dude. It's what they did with. It's what they've done with everything. Honestly, it makes me want to go back and buy the NES ones and the Super Nintendo ones. Those are the ones I don't have. I didn't really care to get them, but like I kind of want them now, just so I can like you've got basically a recreation of the original controller from the company who made it. It's just really cool to have. And like I said, I haven't used this a lot, but I mean, I'm holding it. I'm messing around right now, making a file in Wind Waker here. It feels so good.
Yeah, it's $65. And again, we can start with the price of both of these quickly. The price of everything is expensive this gen. We know this.
Yeah.
This is going to be $85 if you buy from anywhere but Costco. $75 at Costco. So if you got a Costco membership, take advantage of that. This is going to be $65.
Damn, really? It's a good deal.
Yeah. And then $65 on the GameCube controller, which is overpriced. No way around it. We paid $50 for the N64 controller, which is back behind me. I should have grabbed that. That was $50. And that feels like a proper value for that controller. It's a first-party thing, so I expect it to be more expensive, but it's not anything special, and it's very use case-based. Obviously, the 64 controller, it's only got one stick, and it's a bad one, so you're not going to be using it very much with other games.
Yeah, it's for the 64 games. It's hard to use it with anything else. This controller, you can use.
You can... Kinda. And there's a big thing about this controller that I want to talk about. And you're looking at it if you're looking at my screen here. The Z button on the right is the original regular purple Z button. But the ZL button on the left is a little baby nubbin because it didn't exist before. They added it for basically NSO functionality, for not for anything else. Why didn't they just put a Z button mirrored on the ZL button over here? Like, why did they do that to us? And another detail here, I think it was GVG posted the video yesterday. So if you try to use this controller in other games, some games you're going to run into some problems because the right trigger, left trigger are labeled R and L, which if you recall is what the bumpers are called on the Pro Controller. So if you're trying to use a game, and original GameCube games, R and L was a trigger, so that would be trigger buttons. But if you try to use this controller, this GameCube controller, in a different game, it would use the Z button and the ZL button.
Yeah, R and L would be those. Yeah.
No, these would be the triggers.
Those would be
these would be your main
the triggers.
Yeah, so you can't use your analog nice triggers in other games because other games are going to look at this controller and go, oh, the Z button and the ZL button are the trigger buttons, and the R and the L are the bumpers. So these would be the ones you don't use very much. These big fat bumpers, the ones you want to use a lot, and the little baby nubbin and the Z button are the ones you'd be using most for like for Breath of the Wild. For example, if you pull up Breath of the Wild right now and play this controller, you'd be using your bow with this baby nubbin ZL button.
Yeah,
and there's no way to remap it other than a system level. You'd have to go in the system level and remap it there, which you can do, and they made it a lot easier this gen. We'll probably talk about that more tomorrow. But
I wonder if they're going to do like racing games where you can actually have the analog trigger for racing games, like for the throttle and brake for this controller.
Yeah,
I really wish they would do that.
Yeah, but you're glossing over the issue. That's a very large issue. They didn't.
I know it's an issue. They
didn't make it easy to remap. They're not making it easy to remap either, because most Nintendo games you can't remap buttons. So that's a big issue. Like, this controller is not very useful outside of the NSO app.
Well, I mean, that's what it's made for, though. You know, that's specifically what it's there to be used with, is that app. So I mean, I don't know.
$65 though.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive. I mean, everything's expensive this generation. Everything is.
You know, it's expensive, Drip.
What?
Not just the device itself I'm holding here, but power consumption is expensive.
It is, yeah.
As we've been sitting here recording, I can look at my screen here. It's been 22 minutes. It's probably been shorter for that for you guys watching. I've lost 9% of my battery just on the screen, sitting here on my desk, not doing anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
9%. We were at 70% when we started, and now we're at 61%. That is not good. Not good. Battery, not good.
No, I haven't noticed it a bunch because I've been places where I could just play and then plug it in and charge it.
Same.
So I haven't really had an issue with it. Plus, I just got this in. Look at this thing. Look at this big old battery bank I got.
That's a battery bank?
Yeah, dude, it's a beast.
Why is there a screen?
Can charge 300 watts at a time.
Holy
Each one of these is 140 watts of it's crazy. I just got it in the mail from actually this company that I've seen this a lot online. This is their new one. It's
not sponsored.
Charge. This thing is called, what was it called? I don't know. This battery thing's crazy though. It will charge basically anything. So I haven't had a problem with battery just because I've had lots of things. You know what I mean? Just there, home, whatever. Just like, yes.
You gifted me this 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack that's made for Switch or iPhone because it got the MagSafe on the back.
Yeah.
You're gonna need one of these with the Switch too. You're gonna need one.
Yeah, it seems to be a battery. The battery issues, I mean, like I said, it hasn't been a huge thing for me, but there's other problems happening with batteries too, isn't there? Like actual issues, like with errors or something?
I heard people are having a problem where they get to close to 0% or like on 1%, and it lasts for a couple hours after that. And Nintendo's saying it's a calibration issue. It's like basically a software level. And they've put out directions on how to fix that. I don't think it's very complicated, but it's, you know, if you're not someone who's used to troubleshooting your tech devices, you're probably gonna have a hard time calibrating it, recalibrating the battery. Did you know that the percentage that you see, or even any indications on devices, any device you have, those calculations, those numbers are not. They're like a guess. It's you can't possibly know exactly how much battery is in your device.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like, that's why, like, sometimes if you ever get your phone at 1%, you're like, oh shit, I gotta get to a charger, but it lasts longer or shorter than you think it's going to last. That's because like the number you're seeing is not. That is exactly to the 10th of a degree how much battery is left. It's not how it works. It's like, we're gonna guess here that there's this much left based off of this math calculation. It's like it's your device doing a calculation of like, okay, this is probably how much is left. Just a fun fact.
That's very interesting. I also want to say I just booted up Wind Waker, and this is awful.
Oh yeah,
this control's terrible. That control's terrible. How do you change that? I'm not gonna do it now, but wow, I just wanted to see it happen.
You just you press your right and left bumpers, and you change the controls.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to do that. We'll do that at some point. That's crazy. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. How much have you played docked versus handheld?
Mostly docked. I play handheld when I go to bed. Yeah, And then I played some Fortnite handheld while Mrs. G was playing Fortnite on the TV, which is what basically what I wanted this thing for a big reason why I wanted it. So like, because the Portal is really nice, but I am way more sensitive to the delay than you are. I know you said you didn't have much issues with it.
Yeah, the delay didn't really bother me that much, but it's there. It
was bothering me more than I wanted to. Although I have to say, I feel like these sticks are not made for FPS. They're too shallow. Even they feel great, but they're too shallow. So like I'm having a different issue with Fortnite on this thing because they're too shallow and like I can't get good accuracy. I have to turn on gyro just to get that fine tuning. But anyway, I played mostly docked because and the reason why I don't really want to worry about battery life too much. And number two, this controller is so incredible that I don't want to put it down. Really like I just don't want to put this thing down. And number three, I love for getting full resolution, all the power, because you understand the power watt usage goes way, way up when you have it docked. Like it goes from like 20 TDP watt hours to like 60 or something like it's double or more than double the power.
Very
the Switch is able to
jump.
Yeah. And fun fact, that's also why the dock has the fan in it. It's not for the Switch like some of us were guessing. The fan in the dock is for the dock itself, to cool the dock itself, which you called it right away. I was skeptical of that, but that is what that fan is there for.
Yeah, it looked like it because I mean, from the pictures we were seeing, it didn't look like there was anything going to the system from the dock. It looked like it was just bringing air through the dock. So that's cool that the dock is giving us that much more power. That's super cool that it needs a fan. Not cool. No third-party docks work.
Yes, I was going to get there. I want to get to that and then the screen, and we'll wrap this one up.
Yeah, the dock thing is
it's a big deal,
that is
man.
Very unfortunate.
Dude, I can't take this off my computer because I have it glued down basically with sticky tape. But that's why I did that, because I want to get this thing ready for Switch 2. I double-sided adhesive my third-party SNES themed dock. That's 4K output and everything. It looks great. Using it like a handheld PC. I thought it was going to work great with the Switch 2. Turns out every third-party dock is broken. And
yeah, I've got to listen. What's crazy is I have a third party that reached out to me who has what they're calling a Switch 2 dock that they're sending. It is in the mail coming to me right now. I don't think they even knew that it wasn't going to work.
Well, maybe
it's branded as a Switch 2 dock.
Maybe they know something that we don't.
Maybe, but yeah, I don't know. You've tried one, two. I mean, I've seen a couple other people try a few. I don't really have any that would work for it anyway. You know what I mean? I know it doesn't work with a Switch 1 dock.
It's a whole thing on Reddit. It's a whole thing on Reddit right now. Like people are like, yeah, yours doesn't work, mine doesn't work, yours doesn't work, yours doesn't work, and everybody's doesn't work. Nobody has found one that works yet. So
I'm gonna be very interested if this one that comes in the mail, it might actually be here today. Dude, stuff just keeps coming in. I have such a pile of stuff to do. It's starting to get like overwhelming. There's so many things.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But that'll be here. I want to check that out. That sucks. That sucks. I mean, I don't know what they've done to make it not possible to use other docks, but they should not be assholes and do a little software update and change that, because that's not cool.
So I have a theory that it's not software. We don't know this yet. None of us do. But there's like I said, there's a reason there's a fan in that dock, because it's cooling stuff. What is it cooling? What?
That's a good question.
Like the last gen dock, like this 4K 60 dock that I have doesn't need cooling. Actually, I do think there's vents. Actually, there might be cooling in this one. I take that back. But my point is, there's got to be something to this dock. There's because it just boosts the power of this thing more than double in terms of like wattage into the system. I know that's mostly because it's more that they limit it in handheld and less than it boosts it in docked, because they limit it in handheld so it doesn't get the worst battery life of all time. It's just so you can get like a couple hours out of it instead of 20 minutes, because that's probably what it would do if you had dock mode performance in handheld. You'd probably get like 20 minutes and that thing is done. But again, so I know that, but my theory is that there's something else in this dock that we don't know yet, and that is the cause of the fan and the cause of the third-party dock not being used. But maybe not, because a lot of third-party controllers also don't work or they needed a software update for. I'm getting at Nintendo might be doing something in the background to docks and controllers to make them not work or less compatible in Switch 2. For example, the Pro Controller. You just told me Pro Controller doesn't wake the Switch. So
yeah, the old Pro Controller will not wake the new Switch. Right now, as far as I know, the only controllers that will wake the Switch out of sleep are the Pro Controller 2, the Switch 2 Pro Controller. I'm sorry, it's not the Pro Controller 2. I've been corrected on that several times. And the GameCube controller. The Joy-Cons too, obviously. But yeah, the GameCube controller does work. I just tested that. And the Switch 2 controller does work. But nothing else, as far as I know, will wake it from sleep, that's a very strange thing.
It's
like, why?
Nintendo's purposely removing that feature. And that
from the Pro Controller that clearly had it, and lots of other controllers that had it.
It's really frustrating because I did not expect the Pro Controller to get that nerf. Now, I did end up buying this controller, but I was initially not going to because I have that Zelda special edition. And I'm like, that's the one I want to use. I want to use this controller on the Switch too. That's why I bought it. I'm like, it's because we're so late in the life. I knew we were moving on soon. So why buy another controller? Because I wanted to use it for the next system. I figured they wouldn't change it very much. They did end up, and I got it, and I love it, but I digress. That controller now becomes player 2 controller, and I'm glad it is because that would drive me insane if I can't wake. That's all I ever do in dock mode. In dock mode, I'm never like walking up to the entertainment center, pressing the button. I'm grabbing the controller that's typically beside me.
Yeah, hitting that button, turning it on.
Yeah. So, I gotta say, we're trying to be as positive as possible, not because we're trying to put fake positivity, but because it's our first video we've done Switch 2. We do really love this thing. There is just a lot of questionable decisions that Nintendo's made, and we're going to do that, dive more in depth with that tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We do this show live. So if you want to see this little recording, you want to see it live and hang out with the chat and give us live feedback, you can do that on this channel. Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Before we wrap this one up, Drip, I want to, and by the way, I'm at 58% already. We've lost 12%. We haven't done a damn thing. And the battery life the screen isn't even full brightness or anything like that. The screen. There is good and bad to the screen. Mm-hmm. I unfortunately didn't want to believe it, but I do now believe it. We'll get the bad out of the way at the beginning here. It does support HDR. It isn't very good at HDR. It's a dull screen. It's 400. Yeah,
you need a lot more brightness
400
to be able
nits
to really push that.
Yeah, it's 400
HDR
nits
to where it needs to be.
I'm confused about the nit thing because I know how it works. My knockoff Chinese monitor claims it has 300 nits of brightness. This thing gets insanely bright, and HDR looks great on this thing. But it says it's 300 nits. This Switch says it's 400 nits. But it's way dimmer and way worse HDR than my cheap knockoff Chinese monitor.
Yeah,
and my TV back there, I think my TV gets to 1,000 nits. I'm not sure about that. Maybe 1,200, maybe even 2,000. I don't know. Somewhere in the ballpark of 1,000 to 2,000. I was watching Fortnite, Mr. G play Fortnite HDR on that TV back there. At the same time, I was playing Fortnite on here. Max brightness, auto brightness off. As bright as this thing can get. And I was like, wow, this looks bad. Like, when you compare it to a true HDR device,
I still have not even put it on my TV, my big TV.
It doesn't just look not impressive. HDR looks bad when you compare it. If you're just in bed at night, especially with the lights off, no worries. If you're just playing in your living room, enjoying some Switch, max brightness, no worries. If you're comparing directly TV, your nice 4K TV to this thing, HDR, it just looks bad.
Yeah, I mean, comparing, yes, obviously it's gonna not look great. I do say, while that is very true, 100% true, not comparing it side by side to anything else. When you're just playing the thing, it's a good screen. Is it the best screen ever? No, it is not the best screen ever. It does have that really crazy bright, I'm not an OLED thing at nighttime, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you can see it on camera. I think you guys can see this on camera. Actually, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, like, it hits you. Like, it's like, hey,
if I turn the brightness up, the camera should be able to pick this up easy. Like, look how Look at that. Look at the blacks on there. It's for the dark mode. It's not very dark on an angle. And
it's still quite bright. Quite bright. I'm fine with this screen. Obviously, we're running an OLED upgrade at some point. I would just imagine that's going to happen.
Yeah. Can we talk about resolution quickly about the screen?
Yeah, sure.
I was not a fan of 1080p on this screen before the launch because battery life. And turns out I was probably right about that. Battery life's not great. They probably could have benefited from a 720p screen. I'll be honest with you. Not that it doesn't look great, and I do want to say that. My favorite thing about this screen is the resolution. Handheld 1080p on an 8-inch screen like this looks phenomenal. Like sharp as a tack. It is great. Way better than I was expecting. Probably because most handheld devices I've ever used are 720p or the Steam Deck is 800p, right? 1080p makes a huge difference. And with a big screen like this, looks super sharp. Mario Kart is the best looking game I've ever seen.
To say that.
The best looking game I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's handheld. It looks crazy. It looks so good. I mean, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, same way. Tears of the Kingdom's the same way, and even in handheld, it's just like wow. Like that's just bumping it to 60 really just changes the way that game looks completely.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought, I'm someone who can't see frame rates very, very clearly like that. But with Tears of the Kingdom, it is absolutely apparent from the second you start looking that is not the same. Yeah. Not the same at all.
Yeah.
It makes it makes the game look completely different.
Mm-hmm. It's twice the frames.
Yeah.
And you're a camera guy. You understand how frames work to the T.
Yeah, I understand it. I can't pick it out when I'm playing games, especially like depending on what's going on screen. But with Tears of the Kingdom, I mean, it is like in your face. It's unmistakable.
Yeah, I mean
that's why I kept having to change the Tears of the Kingdom when I was trying to fix my OBS because it's like one. Locked. I know what that 30 looks like. Maybe it's because I've just stared at that game at 30 for so long, and seeing it at 60 is just like, whoa, like it's noticeably different.
I feel like a good comparison, a very dumb comparison. There's no reason to make this comparison, but I'm going to do it anyway because I like to do dumb comparisons. If you look at like the Jersey Shore, go to the waters of Jersey Shore, and it's like, that's the ocean. There's the ocean. Let's go swim. It's salty. It's a nice day. It's nice and warm. The beach, the sand, kind of gray. But, that's what sand looks like. If you grew up in Jersey Shore, that's what you're used to. Water's kind of gray, too. Then go to Hawaii. And look at the water. And then look at
easier. Just go south. Just go all the way south. Yeah, go down to, like, the Florida Keys.
Yeah. Look at the water there. Crystal clear.
It's clear. Yeah,
look at the sand.
White sandy beaches.
Sand. Yeah. That's the Jersey Shore is the 30 FPS. It's like this is the beach. I'll have a good time. Go to the Florida Keys.
This is the bougie beach and
white sand. It's like time. Do you mean that there's not Pringles cans in the sand? What is going on here?
Yeah.
There's no trash floating in the water? What is going on? It's not mucky gray, everything. What is going on?
That's a good comparison, though. Weird.
It's a weird, dumb one. I know.
It works. Yeah. It works. It's fine. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Yeah. So, man, we're gonna do this again tomorrow night in greater detail. We got a whole list of good and bad stuff. Like I said, we're gonna do that tomorrow.
Yeah, we
night.
got a lot to talk about.
Too much to talk about. In fact, this episode probably seemed very sporadic and kind of wild because it kind of is. Because this is our first video. There's too much to go over. I want to say this. I love this thing. This is the best.
Absolutely.
This is the best gaming experience I have ever had with an asterisk. Because I can't understate how much of an impact playing Astrobot had on me. Like that was the best. That's the best gaming experience I've ever had. All of it included. The fun controller features with the sound, the 4K HDR, plus the fun gameplay of Astrobot, the cute guy. That's the best one, 1A. But 1B is everything else that encapsulates the Nintendo Switch 2. Like Zelda's on here, Mario Kart, handheld. You can't take the PS5 handheld. You can with a $200 accessory, and it's delayed, so that doesn't count. This thing, you can dock it.
Fortnite is rocking on the Switch too as well.
You could dock this.
It's good.
You dock this thing, it looks great. You play it in handheld, it looks great. It's buttery smooth. You know, this is 1B, the best gaming experience I've ever had. And I can't wait to experience more. There's only one game.
Yeah, that's
Mario
the thing.
Kart.
We'll get into that more tomorrow night. I do want to talk about that. Like now there's rumors that we're not getting a direct later this month. We've got Donkey Kong coming, but like we need games now. Like third parties are coming. We know that. The support is here. We need them. We'll talk about that more tomorrow though.
Indeed. Subscribe, like, do all the things. Yeah. We're gonna see you guys later tomorrow evening.